Hello, all you wonderful, spooky, effervescent, whimsical people. Thank you so much for watching. I am the Bright Eyes Tarot, and I'm here to give you a tarot reading, obviously. So today's reading is all about connecting with your ancestors, and I will be asking them as well as Spirit to help me channel messages for you from them. So if there's anybody you have in mind, perhaps any loved ones that you wish to communicate with you through this reading or send you a message or a sign, feel free to think of them now. Hold them in your heart space. Or if you don't have anybody in mind, keep yourself open, and maybe you can meet somebody from your history, from your family. Of course, this is in honor of Samhain, as I've been talking nonstop about how the veil is getting thinner and thinner and thinner every day, and we are sensitive now to the other world, to the spirit world, and so I like to take advantage of this time and receive as many messages as I possibly can and relay them back to you all. So we do have 3 options to choose from, and we will be choosing these DIY potion bottles that I made for a Halloween party last year, and they actually make for really good Halloween decoration year round, so I'm actually quite excited about them. Like I said, they are DIY, so be kind to me. But for group number 1, we have Toad's Feet, and we have this little frog charm and a little mushroom charm, and it's just basically green food coloring, green glitter, and what was it, bubbles? Like blowing bubbles. So when you like shake it up, you can kind of see it, but whatever. So yes, if you are called to the Toad's Feet for your potion bottle, then you are group number 1. For group number 2, we have Unicorn Blood. Again, it's just red food coloring, red glitter, and some bubbles. Let me shake it up. You can kind of make it a little frothy. So group number 2 is Unicorn Blood. Group number 3, I have to be careful with this one, is Mermaid Tears. I'm going to have to use 2 hands for this. And there is a little seashell charm and an image of a mermaid or a siren. I mean, it's called Mermaid Tears, so clearly mermaid. Shake it up. And it's like waves. That effect works best on this one, I believe. So yeah, if you are attracted or pulled to the Mermaid Tears, then you are group number 3. Take all the time you need for choosing a pile, choosing a potion bottle, and I will see you in your reading. Bye. Hi, group number 1s. So if you chose the Toad's Feet, oh my gosh, charms, work with me here. The Toad's Feet potion bottle, then this is your reading from your ancestors. Stay right there. Cool. All right, now I already shuffled some oracle cards, so we'll go ahead and start with these. I have 4 different cards from 4 different decks, and afterwards we will get clarifying cards with tarot, and I will be listing all of the decks I'm using in my description box. So let's go ahead and get started. The first card we have is Ritual and Invocation. Oh, I like how we have the green theme already sticking with us. And then we have number 1. And I'll be honest, these cards are a little bit more I want to say ubiquitous, but I don't know if that's the right word. It's more like, I'm definitely going to need to read the guidebook. But it's got, looks like a school of fish and a little girl or a child wearing a seashell. And I think this must be some sort of merfae, but we'll see when we read the guidebook. Oh, and then we have book. Yes. Actually, sorry, I'm gonna have to adjust the camera for a second. There we go. Okay. And then we have sanctuary. That's quite beautiful, actually. So, one message that's coming through rather strongly here is the desire for your safety. And with sanctuary, it feels more of like, I'm thinking home life. Like the desire for you to have a happy home life, or a peaceful one. With the peacock here, at least, yeah, it's a peacock in the background. It's making me think of expressing yourself and being authentic and feeling safe, like feeling like you're in a safe space in order to do so, in order to express yourself authentically. And with invocation here, it feels like, I'm sorry, I'm just kind of going out of order and I'm just doing whatever feels intuitive to me right now. But with invocation, it almost feels like, since there's two figures on the card, and when you invoke something, you call something in. So perhaps this ancestor wishes to connect with you on a personal level. So there are meditations you can find on YouTube and most likely other places where you can meditate and speak to your ancestors or listen to your ancestors and what they have to say. So it feels like there might be something a little bit more personal that they want to talk to you about, or they want you to invoke something else in your life, which we will probably clarify with some tarot. Now the book makes me think of studies, also escapism. I don't know if you are a reader or a bookworm like I am, but I personally always love a good book, and I love to dive in and just escape the world, and I even like to write them and create my own worlds. So this could be something about creating it's helping the collective create a safe world where we can all be ourselves without feeling prosecuted or judged, or even getting in trouble, like legally. You know, there's some laws right now that are really, really back-asswards and scary and exclusive. You know, it feels like as a world we are so divided right now with the war and with the election. It feels like we're fighting against each other all the time. And I think your ancestor right now is just asking you to do whatever you can to find peace within this chaos, to find peace within this uncertainty, and make waves by being bold. And I understand sometimes peace and boldness or courage doesn't always correlate, but sometimes you need to be courageous enough in order to create a peaceful space or situation. You have to make it happen. The green too is now reminding me of the heart chakra. So there could be some energy there that might be a little bit stifled or blocked. Perhaps you find it hard to be be kind in a world that's so rough right now. Especially to yourself. And there's a message coming through with this woman and the child here. And it feels like, since there is a huge age difference, your ancestors are talking about generational trauma, or trauma that is being created in this moment because of a generational gap, because of misinformation, misunderstanding, and the stubbornness of certain people who don't want to learn another person's perspective. And with the School of Fish, you know, I can't help but think of like a university or a high school or somewhere where you are within a community of people learning something. But it's like you're not learning the right things anymore. And so you're going to have to work on your own studies if you want to really improve yourself or improve the world or improve your family. Because if it's not school, this could be as a community. It could be just within your family. It could be that small of a community, or even if you have a big family, it could be a big community, and you might feel like you are up against your own family. And your ancestors are wanting you to feel safe. There's a message here that they are definitely looking out for you and protecting you and supporting you on the other side. Okay, so this is a specific message for people who have called in somebody who they have known in this life who is now on the other side. So only take what resonates, but it feels like they are reminiscing about when you were young, before you knew to be afraid, before you learned to change yourself in order to match the collective or fit in. When you were young, you were attracted to what you were attracted to. You wanted to do what you wanted to do, and you didn't know any better. Like, you had to be taught that something was wrong in order for you to believe that something was wrong. So you might have been misinformed by someone in your family, or this ancestor here now is reminiscing on when you were young and when you were carefree, and you didn't have all of those rules embedded into your mind to hold you back. Okay, now I do want to read the actual message from the guidebook. Let's see, number 1. Kind of fitting. He was number 1. Okay. Connection. Okay. Under the water, the undines learn and play. A young undine, I don't know what an undine is. I want to research that now. Maybe I'll put a little message here about what they are. They're clearly some sort of fae, but I'll maybe leave an explanation here. And if I don't, just enjoy my magically waggling fingers. Okay. A young undine wears a shell on their head. To their left, an undine kneels, keen on watching the youth play. Her black hair flows up in the waters. A school of fish swim through the water overhead. This is a card of connections, of learning how to associate to the world around you. Play is key in this card, for the child learns through touch and interactions. They use their intuition to instinctively understand the world around them. Now it is your turn to connect to the waters of life and grow your connections to the world around you. It kind of just summed up everything that I was just saying about oneness and the way that we're so divided right now. And your ancestors are desiring peace for you, whatever that looks like. Okay, I am curious too about this one, because there are specific words for this oracle card, but I can never remember what they are, so I just kind of did it intuitively, but now I'm curious. Hope, revelation, and ignorance. Hope, revelation, and ignorance. That, especially the ignorance part. Remember I was talking about, oops, I'm sorry, I think I shook the camera. About how people are too stubborn to learn, especially when it comes to dividing values or concepts of how society should work. So, yeah. So that about also discernment. Being careful about what you hear, especially online, because it's such a vast space, the internet. I sound like an old person or when I'm talking about this, but you know, it's true what they say. It's those damn phones that have kind of messed some of us up. You know, we have different ways of interacting and different ways of receiving information and different ways of looking at ourselves because of how we look at other people and comparing all the time. And we have access to beautiful news, but also access to horrors. And yeah, use your discernment at this time. Definitely. And just ultimately trust your heart and trust your gut when making decisions. You know what is right for you. Especially when it comes to people who are considered authority. And again, please take this with a grain of salt and just as it resonates, but you might be either under someone's thumb, whether professionally or in your family or in school. There could be a teacher or professor who you don't agree with. There's something there with not having to believe what they say just because they are an authority figure. And this could be someone vast too. It could be someone you hear, or excuse me, I'm getting all tongue-tied. This could also be, if it's not someone personal in your life, someone who you are watching online, whether it be a politician or a celebrity or something like that. Like, just because this person believes in something and sees something a certain way doesn't mean you have to too. Basically. Okay. Let us now go into our tarot. Okay, how am I going to spread this out? I need to really think about this more thoroughly, before I start doing this stuff. Okay. Excuse me too while I take a sip of water. You should drink water too, if you're so inclined. But I'm not here to tell you what to do. we just discussed talking. We just discussed that. Just do what you want to do. Do what you need to do. Okay. Speak to us, tarot. Share us your wisdom. Number one's ancestors. If you want to clarify anything that we've just discussed or add anything else to your message, please feel free and connect and communicate. For a few of you, you might have just begun to feel a presence, or oops, god damn it. How am I always dropping stuff? Hi. Okay. Alright, Spirit. So, as I was saying before, I dropped half of my cards onto the floor. Some of you may be feeling a presence around you right now. Because I heard the words "I am here," but it was very comforting. So if you felt a shift, if you're feeling a little bit colder, or you suddenly got a shiver, or like goosebumps or something, or if you might smell something just suddenly that's different from what you've been smelling, that could be a sign that one of your ancestors have just popped in to say hello. Okay. My spirit, what other messages do you have for us? For group number 1, from their ancestors. Starting off, we have 5 of Pentacles reversed. Love that. Love that it's reversed. Sorry, this ring is about to fly off my finger. I'm just going to put it right there. We have 9 of Wands. Okay. You're battling something. Ooh. Okay, and then we have 5 of Swords. Actually, I'm sorry. And 8 of Cups. Ooh. My goodness. So we have 55 here. So that could be a relevant number. An age, or May 5th. So I feel a lot of grief, and I don't know yet if this is your ancestors that I'm feeling or your own, because with the with the 8 of Cups here, this is the card of letting go, of walking away from what no longer serves you, because there's something better for you on the other side. So some of you could be, some of you might be leaving school, or quitting a job, or a sport, or quitting something, letting go of something that you thought you had to do, but there's something that just doesn't resonate with you. Like, it's like you're playing this sport, or you're working this job, or you're taking these classes, and there's something that it doesn't meet your expectations, and it almost feels like a waste of time. And perhaps a waste of money. You might be struggling financially at this time, but with the reversal, it feels like whatever you're letting go of, it's going to help with that financial situation. It could, if it's not financial, there's a message coming here too about just generalized loneliness, about maybe feeling like an outcast or a black sheep. And it feels like there's just a lack of connection right now. Like maybe you feel misunderstood, because with the 9 of Wands, that's all about fighting. Well, 7 of Wands is all about the fighting, and the 9 of Wands actually is about after the fight. But you've been fighting. Some of you might have been bullied, or might be feeling personally attacked. And your ancestors are saying, no. 5 of Swords is also about fighting and conflict. So there's this fire within you that is still raging, and it shouldn't be quenched. here's where the boldness comes in and the courage comes in order to make changes in your life, in order to receive that peace, right? That sanctuary. Because for some of you, wherever you are, it doesn't feel like a safe place. And if you can, your guides are urging you to get out. Because I feel for some of you, you might be hiding a lot of who you are in order to not receive any negative energy or comments or even physical attacks. And the Five of Swords, of course, swords are about your mind and it's a mentality, but there's something at odds here. And you're not wrong for disagreeing. You're not wrong for being different than everybody around you. In fact, that's a gift. It's something to be admired, not hated or shot down. With the Nine of Wands, I'm also feeling a lot of encouragement to keep moving forward, to find that space where you can actually put down your weapons and rest. They're saying it's because you deserve it. And they're saddened that things have changed, but not nearly as much as the world needs it to change. They're saying that they themselves have been within a system where they had to conform, even if they didn't want to, or they didn't believe in what they were doing or what they were supporting. But it's like, it's strange because they're saying it's like we're going backwards. Because there was a time when, you know, if you were different than the norm of society, if you weren't molded or you weren't perfect cookie cutter, then it was dangerous. But it still is. They're like, it still is. And things could get worse. Or things could get better, you know? That's the problem. It's this uncertainty. And it's weighing on you. You're like, things could get better or things can get way, way, way worse. And you're tired. I don't blame you. But ultimately, you have to understand that you are protected and you will find your peace. I'm also, there's this message that I've been hearing circulating throughout the internet where it's for people who don't say what's on their mind in order to keep the peace, and they like keep quiet because they don't want to rattle anybody else or like cause more problems or create another fight. But you're being encouraged to use your voice, because that's the difference. They're saying that's the difference. You can use your voice and you have platforms where you can be heard and accepted. There are people out there who are just like you. I mean, not just like you, of course, because we're all individuals, we're all unique, and we're all special in our own right. But there are people who are going through similar struggles as you, and you're not alone. So whatever you're letting go of, whatever you're moving away from, try and make sure that you are moving towards that community, that place of acceptance where you can fully be yourself. Call in those people. think I want to get actually a few more cards. Anything else, Spirit? We have the Ace of Swords. Oh. And Judgment. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, okay. With the Ace of Swords, that is, if it's like divine inspiration. Your guides are, and ancestors are trying to give you this gift of enlightenment, really, and just that aha moment. Or even some sort of it's gonna sound weird the way that I'm saying it, but that's the way that I heard it, so I'm gonna be true to it. But it's the validation of your own thoughts. Like, they're not bad. It's not bad. You're not bad. You're not wrong. And with Judgment, this is like, you might be in a situation where you need to make a decision soon. A very important decision that is going to shift your whole world. But your ancestors are hoping that they've given you the tools, or that you will seek out the tools and with your own curiosity and drive and dedication to your own peace and your own well-being. Yeah, they're not really worried about you. They're saying that you can take care of yourself, but just know that they're there for you. Okay. I do want to end this reading with... Oh, I'm sorry, there's more messages coming through. I should have asked first. Sorry, Spirit. With the Ace of Swords again, this I'm hearing now is about why can't I say it now? Communication. Okay, so maybe I messed up on purpose. Not on purpose, for a reason. But maybe there's something here about if you are trying to connect with your ancestors on that personal level that we talked about in the beginning, they're saying that it might be difficult to understand them, but to just have patience, because they do want to talk. They definitely want to communicate with you. And they're saying that they're so proud that you're part of their family. You have family that's supportive of you, whether in this world or the next. They're there. Okay, so I meant they are there, but I feel like it sounded like I said they're there, like I was trying to console you. So again, that could be your ancestors trying to console you at this time and try and give you some peace of mind. And yeah, there's more. Okay, there's more about intelligence and your intellectual pursuits right now too. So I talked about if you were dropping out of school, but also if you're trying to get into a school, because it feels very like you want to help people. It feels like you want to help be the change. You are a person who wants to make waves in this world and shift things for the better. So if there is a school that can help support you do that, you're being encouraged to do that. Because you're smarter than you are given credit for, and you're more capable than you think. And if there are financial obstacles that are preventing you from pursuing these studies or pursuing this line of work, there are other options for you. Just keep looking. And yeah, just keep looking. And be open to receiving abundance. Because they want to change the tide. They want to change those things for you to help get you out. So if you ask them, ask your ancestors for abundance, for an increase in income, or just some money, they might be coming to you in odd ways, or no, odd and unexpected ways, but be open to receiving them. Because this is ultimately going to support you and help find that security that you need to move forward. And I'm hearing also help move the world forward. It feels, when I say the world, I don't mean to put any like pressure or anything like that. It's like, because it's not really any of our jobs. But I sense that there is that dedication and desire within you. Okay. Now I'm going to end this reading off with a rune. And I will need to use my cheat sheet for these because I'm still not fully I don't always remember what they mean. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. Spirit. Okay. Got this one. See, I'm bad. I don't even remember what they're called. But that's okay. There's also this message now that's coming through is it's okay to be new at something, especially when you are just starting out with something. It's okay to be new. Okay. Also, forgive me if I butcher any of these words. It is the Elder Fulthark rune, and it is Algiz, or Ailgiz. Again, I'm sorry, I butcher all the words. I apologize, but it is, oh, no way! Okay, sorry, that was perfect. Okay, it represents the elk, and it's a symbol of protection, defense, and security. Wow. Yeah, that basically summed up everything. Defense and security. So yeah, you are so divinely protected, and okay, there's also a message coming through of ways that you can start to protect yourself, because it feels very, I'm feeling very independent. Like, you must be desiring some form of independence here. So I am being called to share this way that you can imagine a ball, excuse me, not a ball. How am I trying to say this? Imagine just white, divine light surrounding your entire aura, your entire body, and imagine it hardening as a way of like defense around your aura and your energy and your spirit, as well as your physical body. It can kind of be like a hard bubble to protect you as you move about in this crazy, unpredictable world. But your ancestors love you, and they're saying you're ready for this next step. You're ready. All right, group number ones, thank you so much for listening. These are all the messages that I have for you. this resonated with you at all, please let me know. I love any sort of feedback. And remember, only take what does resonate and leave the rest. And I hope to see you again in another reading. Bye. Stay safe out there. Hi, group number 2s. So if you chose the unicorn blood potion ingredient, then this is going to be a reading for you from your ancestors. So, put you right there. I started off the reading by already pulling some oracle cards, so we'll go through these. I have 4 cards from 4 different decks, and then afterwards we will be clarifying any messages or receive more messages through tarot and a rune. And I feel like there's something else I wanted to say. Oh well, let's go ahead and get started. Oh, how lovely. So for our first oracle card, we have Hearth, which means homecoming. That's lovely considering it's, from your ancestors. So it almost makes me feel like your ancestors or loved ones are going to be around you at this time. So if you have been feeling like your house might be haunted, or you might have another roommate that's invisible, or if you just have those vibes okay, something is here, then it's most likely your ancestor coming through to say hi and just be with you. Okay, and then we have number 36. And looks like there are some little fairies dancing across a lake. I will have to read the guidebook for these, for this deck because, for this card, because you don't get a lot just from the card itself other than the picture, but that's okay. Oh, and then we have Pond. Oh, wow. Sorry, I should show you. I like how we have 2 ponds here. And then we have Intention. Already, I'm feeling a lot of water because this way that it's flowing out like this, I mean, clearly it's some sort of liquid or magic. But then we have pond and then this lake here. But then we have the fire, which obviously is very warm and I'm hearing welcoming. With the symbols of the water too here, I'm feeling thoughts from your subconscious might be coming to the surface here, or something might be revealed that has once been hidden. Whether about a situation, or about yourself, or about another person, or even your ancestor themselves, might be trying to communicate and send you the truth. And with intention here, sorry, I do just jump around. I just kind of whatever I feel intuitively. So I'm sorry if some of you would rather me go card by card, but I don't flow like that. So with intention, it feels like your ancestors are trying to get you to focus on something, whether it be a certain goal or a dream of yours. It feels very celestial, actually. You wish upon a star and that wish comes true kind of magic is what I'm feeling at this time. Classic Disney, when you wish upon a star. I'm not a singer, so I'm sorry for that. But yeah, it feels very, very magical and very heartwarming, and like, I think your ancestor is trying to just let you sit with this energy, with this warmth. I'm also sensing that you might be a bit of an adventurer, or you wish to be, or a traveler. Because I feel that with looking at these fairies going across the water here, it feels that you've been on some sort of journey, or you're about to go on some sort of important journey, whether spiritually or physically going somewhere. You might be going somewhere that has a lot of your roots and your heritage, or you might wish to. Like for me personally, for example, I have always wanted to visit Ireland and Scotland because I have rich Celtic roots, and I've always wanted to go into the haunted castles and I'll see the fairy rings, and there's this well that I can't remember the name of, but it's like a magic well. Okay, again with water. But it's supposed to be connected to the spirit world and the fae, and so it's like enchanted waters. You might be traveling across the ocean or to the ocean. Yeah, your ancestors are wanting you to explore something or somewhere. You might be going abroad with your school, or the opportunity might be coming up, or with work. But there's something that's supposed to inspire you during your travels. Something that your ancestors are excited for. And it feels almost as if they are kind of mixing the pot a little bit and trying to, like, it almost feels like they are trying to set the intentions. Because when I said celestial, it feels like almost this figure is in the sky working her magic onto the earth, onto the physical plane. So it does feel that your ancestors are pulling some strings for you. And I don't know why, but I heard the word nepotism, but like almost as a joke. So you might be in a situation where you might be communicating with someone who knew your ancestors or knew of your ancestors, or a loved one that you knew on this earth. You might be communicating with them and reminiscing. Yeah, I feel that your ancestors, if you do know anybody who knew them or knew of them or knows more about them than you do, they want you to learn about them because there's something that it needs to be uncovered that is meant to inspire you about something that they've done or didn't do, or where they went and traveled to. I'm sensing that this could be a female ancestor coming through right now. She's saying she was bold for her time. And she took risks. So you might be able to call upon her for any sort of support in your travels, if that is something that you are wishing to do. Or if that's who she is. Because it's very specific. And, of course, not all of you are going to have the same woman that I'm connecting with right now. But she might be one of yours, so. Okay, I will now read from the guidebook for this one. It would help if I also remembered the name of the deck. I hardly use this one because of the fact that it's kind of hard to read it intuitively, just from the picture. There's not a lot of information, but I still love it. It's okay. It's the Fairy Oracle, and the pictures are all art from that I think has been around for a while. But anyway, number 36. So 3663 could be a date or an important. Oh my gosh, or just an important number. Okay. So number 36 is rejoice. Many fairies float in the air, playing with the will-o'-the-wisps. Oh, will-o'-wisps. I didn't even notice them. Anyway. They speak with the dragonflies and each other and seem to be having a wonderful time with one another. The meaning of this card is a wonderful omen to receive. Rejoice and celebrate with your tribe. You have worked hard and done so much. Know that bad times will pass and the good will return. You are in the moment. Let the wild rumpus happen. So yeah, it's about wildness and taking risks and letting your freak flag fly, basically. So if there has been something on your mind that, or something you've been wanting to do that feels almost like just too out there, or something that perhaps out of your comfort zone, then you're being encouraged to do it. To branch out and do so intentionally. Do so with the desire to transform, the desire to change and grow and learn and uncover things about yourself that you haven't experienced or known that was within you. There's something about the will-o'-the-wisps too. I just learned something about them. Oh, so it's more of like how some people nowadays are trying to explain how the legend, the legends of will-o'-wisps were first created, and that's like within swamps and bogs and sort of light, change in the light that causes them, but I choose to believe in the creatures instead. Oh my gosh, have I been shaking that this whole time? I am so sorry, group number 2. Anyway, just fun fact, I guess, kind of half-baked, but it's there. But I also want to read from Literary Witch's Guidebook and get the specific words for the pond, just because I don't remember them. Looking inward, inspiration, and uncertainty. Yeah, I kept saying there's something that you're supposed to be inspired by, and it starts with learning about where you came from. Or visiting where you're from. Ancestrally. Okay, I want to go into... Are there any further messages, Spirit, actually? I don't know why I just thought of the game Frogger. Do you remember that game where you jump to dodge cars? So some of you might be a little bit of a daredevil, perhaps. So you guys are saying to kind of like, don't be too risky. Yeah, okay. Let's go into the tarot now. ancestors with group number 2, what messages do you have? What other messages do you have? Or do you want to clarify on any other things we discussed? We have the Hermit, okay. Some of you might be solo travelers, backpackers, like, you know, we go backpacking through Europe kind of thing. Again, that was just specific, but we'll read more. Ah. This layout makes it so I drop things very easily, but I've always been kind of a butterfinger, so whatever. We have the 8 of Pentacles. 36 was talking a lot about hard work. So you might be going on a trip in order to reward yourself, or like a vacation in order to kind of get away and reward yourself for the hard work that you have accomplished. 10 of Cups. Oh, beautiful. Come on. Of course, on the floor. That's okay. That's why I didn't want to shuffle all 4 of those Oracle decks. Okay. And then we have 9 of Cups. Are you kidding me? Hard work makes your dreams come true, kid, is what I heard. Hard work and dedication. So your ancestor might have been a hard worker, clearly. Homemaker, perhaps. A builder, I'm hearing, like some sort of labor, physical labor. But anyway, so starting with the Hermit, I said like traveling alone, but this could also be just about learning about yourself and being a bit more strict and cautious with where you put your energy, because there's something that needs to be growing here. You need to learn something about yourself. You might be going through some sort of life lesson at this time. That will help reveal some sort of inner light. Okay. Now with the will-o-wisps and the way that the Hermit, and like, of course these are mushrooms, so it's not like exactly it, but there's still like a sort of lantern or like a light there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, something with a bunch of little lights, because I'm also feeling like there's a bunch of stars. And it could be your ancestors like winking and watching you, but I also feel like there's some sort of like message here that you're taking a lantern, taking some sort of light or inspiration or spark and using it to examine your own soul. And I love how I have the Hermit and Hearth, so it feels more of like you're just going to be kind of a homebody at this time, or you're encouraged to also be a homebody, even though that was kind of contrasting what I was saying about traveling. But you might be staying somewhere cozy when you travel, somewhere comfortable and welcoming. Yeah, there's a message about just looking within, and that we got that message too about the pond, like inner reflection. 8 of Pentacles is all about hard work and skill, like harnessing this sort of skill through dedicated practice. I don't like to say practice makes perfect because I don't believe in perfection, but it's kind of like that. So it could be, so like paired with the Nine of Cups, and how I heard earlier, hard work pays off, kid. Like whatever work you've been doing, it's like it's time to take a break and celebrate yourself, celebrate your ancestors, celebrate your heritage. Travel again. Because Nine of Cups feels like it's the dream come true card. Whereas you have all that you need. And I'm hearing all that, it's so cheesy, but all that you need is already within you. Like you don't need any sort of extra or external validation. And with the Ten of Cups, that's family life. It is happy family, so like support and joy and feeling like you have everything. Like, emotionally, you are so loved and connected. And if you don't feel that on the physical plane, then this is your message from your ancestors saying that they all have your back. And that if by learning about them and asking about them, or even asking them for certain advice, like specifically, like trying to communicate with them specifically, and you could do that through meditations. They're there and they want to encourage you. So yeah, there's like an abundance of support. So it could be that your whole ancestral family is coming through right now, or it could be that, I don't know why I'm hearing a specific like clan or community or something with like a bunch of people living together with one mission or goal. And again, it could be you or the ancestors that I'm feeling, but yeah, they're saying your dreams are super attainable and not impossible, and you might be getting help on the earthly plane in order to achieve this. So just be on the lookout for that. But yeah, it could be that your family is supposed to inspire you in some way or another. Let's get 2 more, please, Spirit. We have 10 of Pentacles. Wow. That, along with the 10 of Cups, is something beautiful. And I love how we have the 8 of Pentacles and then the 10 of Pentacles. So it again, it proves that your hard work is going to really pay out in the end. And it can be also generational wealth. And that could be whether like physical money, or it's also about like generational secrets or recipes or remedies or something that's been passed down, some sort of knowledge that's been passed down from generation to generation that you need to obtain. And then we have the Empress. Beautiful. So the Empress is a very divine feminine energy, very creative, very assured. Traditionally, you see a pregnant figure, and so this could, you yourself might be wanting a child, and you will be able to pass on this information, or maybe you need to learn it in order to raise this child in the way that you want, and you want to, if you want to honor your ancestors. There might be specific techniques or practices that they had with children, or you might work with children or wish to work with children, and you will learn these techniques through your heritage. But the Empress ultimately is about being able to manifest your own dreams and create the world you want to live in. For some of you, you might be getting a new house or redecorating your own home or remodeling. And you might do so in order to kind of like, for example, it's like kind of like feng shui. It's a certain cultural practice, right? So it could be there's some sort of homemaking or home building magic or techniques or practices that your own family has used. You might want to tap into that as well. I'm hearing make way for some beautiful changes. Remember, I was saying if you're not physically traveling somewhere, there is some sort of change either occurring within you or within your home. And like I said, everything is very intentional. It's like you're wanting to take risks, but you also want to be cautious about them. And I know that's contradictory, but it feels like you're taking calculated risks in order to achieve some sort of dream or receive some sort of knowledge, some sort of ancient wisdom, I'm hearing. This is specific to some of you, but if some of you want to, if you're like a baker or a cook, there could be an old family recipe that you might be remaking in order to connect with your guides and ancestors. Something about nurturing either a community or a family, and being really good at it. Because with Ten of Cups too, I feel ultimate like emotional security. And this is a specific message for those people who want to be parents. You have the tools, and even though this world is terrifying right now, but there's also a lot of beauty in it. And I feel like with this wisdom, there's something about being able to see the beauty within mundane things, or being able to create joy and facilitate play during dark times. Because I get the sense that this ancestor, or your ancestors that I'm communicating with right now, did have to be very creative to bring some sort of happiness within the family. This could be during depression times, I'm hearing. The Great Depression, or some sort of what's the word? Lack? Some sort of great lack that everybody was facing. And they had to use mundane, daily, like everyday things to create magical moments. And I feel that this skill is still within you. That it's blossoming within you. Yeah. Okay. I want to end this reading with a rune, and forgive me in advance, I am still learning what they all are, so every time I pull one, I have to kind of remember what it's called and what it symbolizes, but I really should use them more often. But anyway, let's pick one. Sorry if it's loud. Oh, got one that looks like an arrow. See, I'm bad. I don't remember the names, but that's okay. I have my cheat sheet. Here. And I'll probably butcher these names, so forgive me. This is from the Elder Futhark runes, and pretty sure they're Celtic, and the words are always kind of difficult to pronounce. So apologies in advance for the way that I'm about to say this, but it's Taiwaz? Sure. It symbolizes determination, justice, and integrity. Okay, I kept talking about how you are a determined person, and yeah, integrity is like you care a hell of a lot, and you're headed in the right direction, and your ancestors are with you every step of the way, and it feels like you have a lot. It feels like you have a lot of your family backing you up right now. It takes a village, you know? It takes a village to raise a family. And even if you don't have that support on the physical plane, always remember that you have the support in the spiritual realm, and they are definitely able to manipulate things in your world that is supposed to help you at this time. So keep an open mind and let them help you. All right, group number 2. I believe these are all of the messages that I have for you. Thank you so much for watching and listening and supporting me in my channel. It means absolutely everything to me. So if this resonated, please let me know in the comments down below. I do love to hear any feedback you may have. And if it didn't resonate, well, just take what resonates and leave the rest, basically. And I hope to see you in another reading. Bye. Hi, group number 3. So if you chose the Mermaid Tears Potion ingredient, then this is your reading. May I just say, I'm realizing it's going to take a lot of tears in order to fill up this bottle. A little bit sad and morbid, but anyway, sorry, I'm like playing with it because it's just so mesmerizing. Okay. So if you chose this bottle, then you are in the right place. Now, first, I already shuffled some oracle cards for the reading, and then afterwards we will get into some tarot and a rune. And again, these are messages from your ancestors. So let's see what they have to say. We have Watchtower of the East, which is spring. So this could be a specific timeline, like maybe by next spring something will happen, or something happened this spring, or maybe you have a birthday, or they have a birthday in spring, or death day in spring. And we have the number 8 with this little fairy creature. This is the fairy oracle, but I am going to need to read the guidebook for this, because although I will read it intuitively at first, there's not a lot you can get from the card itself, so I will have to rely a little bit on the guidebook. And then we have Cauldron, how appropriate. And then we have Wisdom with that owl, which of course is a symbol of wisdom. Okay, so the first thing that I'm noticing is the glow, the yellow glow that we get. That's kind of framing the layout of these cards, and I feel that could be represented. I'm sorry, I keep tripping over my words. representative of the solar plexus. So there's something to do with identity here. And your inner power, your inner light, and the way that you see yourself and move about in the world. You may be seeing owls, or you may find that an owl is your spirit animal. There's also a rose here. At least I think it's a rose. Got a lot of petals. Yeah, it's a pink rose. So you might see those in a garden. And we also have daffodils here, which are one of the first flowers to bloom, at least I know in the States, after winter. There's a message coming through here about perseverance in the face of adversity. And because I'm seeing snow and the flowers popping up within the snow. So you might be encountering some sort of cold environment or cold people. And the message from your ancestors here is to keep that light burning within you. And with a cauldron too, like you often need some sort of fire underneath it or within it in order to burn its contents, right? And with the cauldron, it could be used for magic, it could be used for food, to nurture yourself. And intuitively with this fairy oracle card, I feel that it looks like this creature is flying and either creating smoke or wind. Because it feels very cloudy. It's very cloudy, and it looks almost industrial down below. Like those are smoke from buildings or certain infrastructures. It feels very watchful and like aware of surroundings. Yeah, the message is to be being aware of your surroundings. And then watchtower too. So there could be a message here about protecting yourself from negative energies and negative spirits at this time that want to influence you in some way, some dark way. Because I do get a lot of darkness from this card. And the number 8, that's definitely a magical number, is cyclical. And I feel like at every reading I'm like doing the infinity sign, and I don't or like I guess every time I see 8 I have to be like, ooh, figure 8. Anyway, let's look at the guidebook and see what it says. That's fine. I'm just dropping everything. Oops, that's a different language. Okay. Number 8. Revolution. In every age, a revolution happens. For the Victorians, the rise of the Industrial Revolution heralded a time of fear and worry for the old ways. The construction of skyscrapers, of smokestacks, and of machines threatened to tear the very fabric of imagination away. Thankfully, the fears were only just that, for the good folk are still here. The good folk capitalized, meaning the Fae. The meaning of the card is, it always feels darkest before the new dawn. Revolution can be a scary moment. Embrace the change, but hold true to your ideals. Be wary of what comes. Rage against the dying of the light. What was I saying? That's so cool. Okay. Hold up your candle to the dark and light the way through the wilds. Yeah, that's okay. I love when a message I've said intuitively is validated by a guidebook. But yeah, I was saying with the yellow here and the light, and I was seeing the snow and the daffodils popping through the snow and all the smoke, and so with smoke here, it feels like, you know, uncertainty. We are definitely in uncertain times right now. I keep talking about it with the election coming up. And I keep talking about it just because it's so important. So this is me speaking here, not your ancestors, but I mean, it could be your ancestors too, honestly. But if you are able, please vote. And please vote correctly. We as a society can't go backwards. And this promises revolution. This promises a light within the darkness. Because if there's a lot of people, a lot of powerful people in the world who are trying to snuff out a lot of people's lights. They're trying to dim the uniqueness and the beauty and the brilliance of people who dare to be individuals. And again, with that solar plexus, it's that individuality. It's that special light that makes you you. It's that identity. And people are trying to strip them of their identities, of their true selves. And your ancestors are guiding you to not let that happen. That we need to be more progressive, and they're pushing for this positive change. That is definitely possible for the world as long as we take the proper actions to facilitate that. There's also a message here about being careful, and being kind, because there is a lot of hate in this world, and it's so easy to succumb to it and hate the haters back. But your ancestors are guiding you right now to remain kind, because you don't know what other people are going through. You don't know what terrors or horrors or fears that they might be facing at this time. And be gentle with yourself too, because there's a lot of influence in the world, especially online and social media. It's like you can see so many things and learn so many things that are either correct or incorrect. And there's currently some very powerful people who are telling blatant lies about the world, and we don't need that. We don't need that. But I feel that come springtime of 2025, or whenever you're watching this, I guess if you watch this later, a lot of it won't really be relevant. But anyway, come spring, things will be better. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. There is hope. And there's things you can do about it. Like with the cauldron, it feels like you can gather certain ingredients or certain things to how am I saying this? It's like I'm seeing things being gathered, like different ingredients and remedies, and they're being put into this pot, and it's used with the intention to heal and to offer guidance and nurturing. Because with wisdom here too, you know, this could be the wisdom of your guides or the wisdom that you have already obtained through life, and knowing when to believe and when to not believe in something. Of course, always believe in yourself. But like, I laughed because it's so cheesy to say that, but it's true. You always have to believe in yourself. But there are so many things being said right now in the world that is just not true. So use your discernment. And always fact check. Always fact check. Okay, let's get the words for cauldron, because I did read it intuitively, but I want to know what the specific words are because I can never remember what they are. So we have the literary witch's oracle and cauldron. Creativity, the rich broth, and surprising yourself. Okay. The rich broth specifically feels very warm to me, and I did talk about like how you can cook in here and how it can nurture and heal other people. So okay, this could be a message too about specifically taking care of your health at this time and being wise. You know, if able, get your shots, get your vaccinations, stay safe. Like, if you're sick, wear a mask. You know, it's that kind of social consciousness and social awareness that is really important right now. And to, like, if you get sick, don't make it worse, and stay at home if able, and cook yourself some good soup or some tea, or like, you know, use some natural organic remedies, because there's also something here about the natural and organic, and going back to natural remedies. I feel like I talked about that in another reading too. But there could be some sort of skill here, perhaps with herbs or plants specifically, that could be beneficial for you at this time to study or to start practicing. Because we have the roses and the daffodils, right? So, and the pink rose is a symbol of friendship, I think. So yeah, about that kind, like, lend a hand. And as I say that, I'm realizing it's like a ghostly hand that's coming out of this pot. So lend a hand and then let yourself be a light in other people's lives. Because your ancestors are, you know, with the revolution and everything, they said the good folk still stay. So especially, okay, now I'm thinking like with AI, it's very specific, but you know, that's a scary time too. Like, technology has come so far, and sometimes the most frightening possibilities. And obviously, your ancestors are gobsmacked by this development, but you know, you use it wisely, and don't rely too much on these new technologies either. You want to be able to still do things for yourself without that crutch. Okay. Let us now pull some tarot cards. What messages do we have from group number 3's ancestors? Sorry, every time I drop it, I'm just such a butterfingers. Okay, and those are from the last reading, so I'm just gonna, oops, sorry. I'm just gonna take that and shuffle it one more time. Have the Empress coming through. That was in the last reading, but I take it as this reading as well. So we mentioned creativity with the cauldron, right? And the Empress is like ultimate divine feminine, and she's the creator, right? The creator of life, the creator of her own desires. I'm hearing you are in charge here. Okay, no, those were from group number 1. Sorry. Let me shuffle again. I don't know why they're coming back. coming back. Something about coming back. Coming back home, coming back to yourself, coming back to your senses. Something with that. You have temperance. Alchemy, balance, transference. What's happening? Too many, Spirit. I said too many. Okay. Okay, and I just gotta say, sometimes the way that the tarot acts as I'm shuffling, it could be specific energy, as like that energy is the message in and of itself. So you might be feeling really scattered right now, or like kind of like your butterfingers, or feeling like a little messy or confused. You may be receiving some information about the past that kind of changes things. That's specific, so again, only take that if that resonates. Seven of Swords, that still wanted to come out. Don't be scared of this one, though. Don't be scared of it. It's okay. Or hesitant. You might be feeling really hesitant right now about something. About some sort of action. Yeah, Three of Wands. You may be hesitant, or yeah, you might be hesitant in the way because you are being watched. You know, we have the watchtower, and then in this fey creature that feels like it's some sort of watcher or protector. But again, with the Empress, we were talking about how she embodies like ultimate creativity and manifestation and growth. And I feel that for you, it could be something to do with your, I mean, you might just be a very creative person in general, because you have that with the Cauldron as well. And your ancestors are asking you to stay creative, stay curious, kind of step outside of the box right now, and return to some natural roots. Like, if you are an artist of some sort, you might want to use like natural tools, or like, for example, I'm remembering how I saw this reel on Instagram where this woman, such magical woman, used blueberries to dye her clothes. And so, I mean, you probably don't want to do that specifically, but it's something about using actual nature to create something, or also to make a point of something. I'm hearing, like, if you are some sort of environmentalist, you could be gathering, again, this is specific, but you could be gathering some sort of data through the behaviors of nature. I don't know, there's something with studying it and examining it, and you are the watcher here. Like, you are watching the earth and the way that it changes and blossoms and transforms. And that could be some sort of inspiration for you. I feel like your ancestors worked with the earth, with the land, and learned its secrets. And with temperance, that is about balance, but also about changing one element of something into another. There's that exchange of energy. And something about like the alchemical process. about how something is changing, and you're doing that on purpose. So you might be making some sort of important changes in your life that are seeming really necessary right now. In order to obtain some sort of balance. And what could potentially be out of balance is with the Seven of Swords. And I hesitate because there's two messages that I always receive with Seven of Swords. And that could be the initial meaning that often frightens people, and that's that someone is, it could be a warning that somebody is manipulating you or trying to harm you in some sort of way, or steal from you, or something like that. Like someone is not being loyal, or someone who is not who they say they are. And you're being asked to use your discernment at this time and come to that conclusion on your own that this person or this situation is actually doing more harm than good. But there's also another message with the Seven of Swords that says that you could be trying to do so many things by yourself, and that what you really need to do is to ask for help and support, because you're not supposed to do everything on your own. It's difficult, and you might be stubborn about that, but there's no shame in asking for help, because in traditional tarot, the Seven of Swords is depicted as a person carrying 5 swords and looking back at the 2 that are left behind. And so that's where the thievery comes in, but it also could be that someone is just trying to carry too much, and you're considering getting more. Don't overexert yourself at this time. Right now, I feel your ancestors are encouraging you to be kind of soft with yourself and careful, because we're talking about health, so you might be suffering some health issues or ailments at this time, and you just need to kind of be a hermit until spring. And yeah, just don't do it all on your own. And with the Three of Wands, this is about expansion and sometimes travel. So I feel that specifically with expansion, it's something to do with your identity again, because we have that glow, that orange and yellow glow here. All I can think about is like it's in your gut, something about your gut. So again, this could be something with gut health. Maybe you were trying to unblock that solar plexus, and you can do that by or through natural remedies to help your gut. And there's this message too about the physical body and the spiritual body, and balancing the health of both. Okay, and smoke too, we were talking about with the Industrial Revolution. If you smoke, or use any nicotine, again, a specific message, but your ancestors are encouraging you to stop. There's some sort of poison that you've been perhaps putting in your body that is affecting your health or will affect your health in the future. And your ancestors want you to be healthy. They don't want you to fall into the traps that this society is creating. Like, I'm specifically thinking of vapes, like how they were catered towards kids because of like these fruity flavors. like candy. Like they were literally marketing poison as candy to children. These companies. So yeah, maybe there's using some discernment about what is being advertised to you at this time, or what you might be seeing circulating around. Don't fall for that. Don't fall for the unhealthy habits that society is inflicting on us, because it's just a way for them to get money and people addicted and get people sicker. And yeah, there's this message about overcoming some sort of sickness or addiction. And your ancestors are saying, like, there are remedies, there are ways that you can help yourself, and just be wise. Okay, where did I put the cards? Oh, I want to get 2 more tarot cards. Sorry, I was looking at the 3 of Wands again, and there was a message here about, because I just noticed this tree in the background. And now I'm hearing like family tree, or the tree of life. So maybe if you are actually interested in learning who your ancestors are, you can try like that website. What was it? And My Ancestral Tree, or Ancestry, or something like that. Ancestry. Anyway, if you want to know, there are options, and you could be encouraged to do that, to learn who they are exactly. Okay. What other messages do you have, ancestors? I'm sorry if you also hear the dog barking in the background. I do have my window closed, but it's so shrill and annoying. Whoa, we have the Queen of Wands. Yeah, talk about creativity. Yeah. And nurturing too, because queens, right? They often are, they support the citizens of the kingdom. And they, sorry, I had to pick it up. They have a say. You have a say, is what I'm hearing. And that even if you are, like, okay, sorry, I'm hearing, the way this is coming across is very old school, so it could be, again, your ancestor, but if you are indeed a woman, or identify as a woman, then it resonates. But I'm hearing, like, just because you're a woman doesn't mean you don't have a voice. It doesn't mean you can't change things. It doesn't mean you can't be a leader, or like, you don't, I talked a lot about being a nurturer and a healer, but that's not your sole purpose. Just, there's something about exploring your abilities and not just conforming to the norm, and maybe doing something that isn't traditionally feminine, if you are a woman, or I guess if I'm trying to read this universally, not traditionally within your gender. And leading with your creative mind, and that passionate spark that you have within you. Because I feel like you are a very caring and passionate person. And like, the state of things just very nearly kills you. Okay, and then we have the 3. Oh wow, jeez Louise. Okay, we have the 3 of Swords. So 3-3. We had 36. Oh, 3-3-3, because we also have the Empress. So expansion for sure. So if you've been seeing 3-3-3, like on your microwave or something, or on your phone, or on the back of a license plate, that could be your ancestors reaching out to you. That could be a sign. But yeah, the 3 of Swords, that's about heartbreak. That's about pain in the most visceral sense of the word. Sorry, I'm trying to like, there we go. I'm trying to make it look nice. There we go. And the fact that it showed up under the cauldron, again, it makes me feel like you have the power to heal yourself. You have the tools and the remedies. And so if it does align with how I was talking about with the Seven of Swords and how somebody could be betraying you, and you might be getting your heart broken at this time, know that there are other options for you, and perhaps it's a blessing in disguise, but you need to go through the heartache and the healing stage of that in order to see, in order for that clarity to come through, because it feels like you are very clouded, whether it's your judgment or, yeah. And when I did get this card, it did feel like a little eerie. Like it could be that somebody does not have good intentions for you, and your ancestors are trying to warn you that you might get your heart broken, but that you have the power to transform things, because with the Temperance, you know, it's like turning poison into nectar. Something harmful into something sweet. Yeah. Okay. I do want to end the reading with a rune, and I just saw 3377 on my timer right here, so just, again, 33 and then maybe 77, and we do have 7 here, but that could be another confirmation for you if you've been seeing that. Sorry, these runes are loud, and also I apologize. I will have to be using my cheat sheet for the runes. I'm still learning how to read them, but let us get one. I feel like I want this one right here. Okay. Let me show you. I've got this guy. Again, see, I'm bad. I don't remember the names, but that's why I have my handy dandy cheat sheet right here. If I can unfold the paper, come on. There we go. Okay, and forgive me in advance because I'm going to butcher the names. It's the Eldritch Futhark runes, and I'm pretty sure they're of Celtic heritage, and so the words are kind of difficult to pronounce. But we have the rune of Kinase, which is torch. Oh my gosh! We kept talking about fire. And we have the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Wands, 3 of Wands. Like that fire in your belly, that creative spark. Okay, cool. Torch. Will, inner light, and wisdom. Shut up. It's wisdom again. That is so cool. With will, inner light, and wisdom. So yeah, you clearly have an intelligent mind and this ability to inspire people and create things that can heal the world. Or at least yourself. Because, of course, the world is a lot to take on, and nobody's responsibility. Like, nobody's asking you to be a hero, of course. But you are being definitely asked to be your own hero here. And your ancestors are... They know you're strong. You're stronger than you think you are. And you will get through this. They're promising you that. Alright, number 3s. Thank you so much for watching this. Yeah, these seem to be all the messages that I have for you. So if this resonated, please like, comment, let me know. I love to hear any sort of feedback, and if some things didn't resonate, remember, just take what does and leave the rest. I wish you all the best, and I will see you in another reading. Bye! Woo-hoo.